blue-black Death Shadow. We played a blue-white Death Shadow variant that played Shadowheart, Sharran, Cleric here, and we're going to try a blue-black variation. One of the neat things about this card is when you specialize it into mono-black, it gains lifelink, so it can stabilize your life to a little bit if you get a little bit too low. And then what does the blue variation do? When you lose life during your turn, draw a card. Now you're speaking my language, and obviously it hurts you on your turn, so you get to draw a card every single turn. I actually have 3 copies in here. I might change that. I'm actually going to switch the Painful Bond here and add another threat in. Past that, we've got a bunch of cheap cantrips to pair with Symmetry Sage. It's a Delver that's kind of always flipped. Symmetry Sage can also power up Ledger Shredder here. We've got Mind Spike, so we get to play 7 copies of Thoughtseize here. Fatal Push and Drawn in the Loch as some interactions. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games with this and see how it feels this morning. What's going on, my dude? Oh, hey, you know what? You can do something for me. Do you need something? What do you need?
I was just trying to find the switch.
The switch is upstairs, I believe. Or all over the place. Go fill this up.
Where?
Jacob, the one that was in my office is upstairs.
Where? Where do I fill it up?
You can just fill it up in the bathroom sink, bud. Cheeky Triumph when we want the other version of the Cleric. I think playing tapped lands in my tempo deck is probably a mistake. And I'll take Symmetry Sage as a extra card here. It is true that specialized cards do not work well with Lurrus. Oh, punished for opting in response there, technically. They have more information now. Go ahead and just play Shadowheart Cleric here. If they kill this, then start attacking us, like, just gets our life total lower for Death Shadow. Symmetry Sage, and then we'll Fatal Push the Blood Tithe Harvester, make this a 3 in attack. Ooh, if they hit a land tier, they can actually trade because this will lift off. Not. Okay, so we can specialize that next turn now. Devil, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. Howdy, howdy. It's gone. Fitting that. We're looking for some lands at this point. Do I want to hold up Drown? I don't think so. Because Drown could also just, like, kill... Also just kill whatever they play after the fact, and I realistically probably want to save the Drown for the Lurrus. So when you specialize that card into blue, for example, what happens? It gives you a different card. So the color you specialize in gives you a different... There's 5 variations you can specialize into. Which one you get is determined by what color cards you discard. Yes, and if you've been a multicolor card, you get to pick which of the ones you want. Hung like a hamster. Next month, our baby is born. I'm thinking Bartholomew for the name. It's a very reasonable name, Hung. Bart for short. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. It's funny, when my oldest was born, Jacob, we finally settled on Jacob as a name because they told us we couldn't leave the hospital without putting a name on the birth certificate. We're like, no, we really actually need you to do this before you leave. Classic Cat, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. That's actually the best thing about not having my voicemail box set up. I don't have to get any of those. Dead, Jim. You've killed him. So when to play the cleric out. And they know about the drown in the loch, so I assume their Lurrus is not happening. It's like a race to, can they find the discard spell for my drown before I find a discard spell for their Lurrus? Leaving someone a voicemail is rude. Yeah, just like send me an email if you need me. It's for the 40 months right now. And Luke, thank you for the 20 months. I really don't intend to do Brawl again. Brawl is both a metrics thing and Magic players play too many counterspell decks in formats that are supposed to be casual. I can't, like, I'll never fault people for, like, doing what they gotta do in formats that are supposed to be competitive, but, like, showing up to a for-fun casual format queue with, like, Historic Brawl with, like, a deck that's 70 counterspells is just, like, beyond baffling to me. It's like, what a miserable decision to make. Hey, what's going on, Jin? Thank you for the 64 months. I appreciate the over 5 years. Welcome back. All right, are we shredding or are we specializing? If I specialize blue, I'm kind of locked into not having lifelinks. I think I also, if I specialize blue, I feel kind of compelled to protect this with the Drown in the Loch. And I don't really want to do that, I don't think. I think I'm just going to Ledger Shredder pass here. Really, this Drown in the Loch is like, has reserved for Lurrus written on its side. That's super unfortunate. What's going on, Trader James? Thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. All right, we're out of cards. Wait, they didn't play the Lurrus out? Oh, they have another K command. Unfortunate. Dude, I am working right now. I can't help you find the switch. You're a big, big smart kid. Figure it out yourself. What's going on, Jonathan? Thanks for the 21 months. All right. Their Lurrus survived, and ours did not. So it feels like we are host. Looking at this matchup and thinking about it, it seems real rancid for us, right? I guess we trim Mind Spike and like bring in some cards that play to the board. We'll bring in some extra Heartless Acts. Soul Guide Lanterns, probably fine, but we also just like don't have any grindy elements like they have. So the fact that like their deck has a bunch of K commands in it and mine does not, definitely feels like it puts us at a pretty extreme disadvantage here. Sage here. We brick on the land naturally. We get 2 more looks with this. I think Isha was reasonable. Kids had a lot of fun. Was pretty exhausted by the end of it, but we've had a few days to recover since then, so doing all right. I'll go ahead and get the Soul Guide Lantern down here. I don't actually know if what the future holds for Marvel Snap stuff, Z. It's tough. Their monetization changes that they made last night are real bad, to say the least. It's super disappointing. And not only did they make changes that are, not only did they, yeah, I have actually considered charging back everything and just deleting my account. Yeah, the actual gameplay is really good, but I don't know if I have room in my life for another. The gameplay is good, but the company sucks. What do they change? Well, they made some changes that are good that let people get cards quicker when they're first starting out, which is a great change. But they unveiled these Nexus event things, which is going to be the primary avenue for new cards to be released into the game. And they basically showed their whole asshole and let us know what the price tag was going to be. Because the TLDR is that if you want to keep up with every new card in Marvel Snap on release with the price point they released yesterday, it's going to cost like $500 a month. That's the TLDR on their monetization. Oh man, all of that's bad for us, but they actually don't have any red lands, which is great for us. I think I'm actually gonna take the K command. Yeah, and that was the other big problem. They kept yeah, that's exactly right. They kept telling everyone to just like chill on thinking about the economy because there was another piece coming, and it's like, well, the other piece coming was not something anybody was going to be happy with. I mean, I didn't pause doing live Pokemon Unite stuff because of Marvel Snap. The Pokemon Unite metrics were kind of middling, and the current place that game is at with its season had me kind of waiting on things. And Painful Bond is aptly named with this change. You remembered hearing the Nexus events would be free to play for them. I don't think I ever saw them say that. The other thing that they did, and this is more niche, it specifically only hurts people like me, but when they made drastic changes to their card acquisition system, they didn't back credit anybody who had spent in advance. So to give you context, under their current changes, someone will reach a complete collection in Marvel Snap at about account level 3,000. My account level is currently 3,500, and I'm still missing 12 cards. And it will take me to account level 4,200 to acquire the stuff that everybody else subsequently will get by level 3,000. So it's going to take me almost 50% longer for being an early adopter. Cedris, thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. And all of the people like myself that'll be hurt by that are people that like spent money on their game. And Ben Brode basically told people to go scratch when they asked if there was going to be any compensation for that. What's going on, Red Ranger? Thanks for the 33 months. Yes. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. The early adopters are people that are promoting the game, too. So, like, stepping on your people that, like, promoted your game the hardest is just, like, it's such a, like, usually when, like, companies make silly decisions like this, it's, like, usually when companies make silly decisions like this, it's easy to see, like, okay, they're doing this because it's more profitable. Ben Brode is one of the original people that was on the Hearthstone team at Blizzard. Yeah, you don't slap your whales in your gacha game. Like your people spending the most money, you like spoon feed them and give them extra. Thanks for the 29 months, Ted Grief. Going Thard, thanks for the 10 months, appreciate it. Yeah, I'll take a lance. I don't know if that's strictly true, Avocado. Like, I spent $1,000 in the first month. That's like whale territory for sure. I just spent $1,000 with a certain expectation, and then they changed what my money got me, essentially, after the fact. And for what it's worth, and even going back to Magic Arena, right? For people that don't remember, Magic Arena let people spend money in closed beta, but then when they actually hit open beta, they refunded everybody into gems and reset all of the collections. So I think it's fine for them to adjust the monetization, and for them, it's even fine for them to like not compensate people. But if there's a reset coming, when there's not a reset coming, it's like, well, what are we doing here? Am I just like playing a cleric out here? I don't know that I really want to play a threat out into a K command. I might just shock and draw Lurrus. Well, so part of the purpose of a beta Tumos is for them to test their card acquisition system. So like, it's fine to not just give everybody everything for free in a beta. That's like not unreasonable. All right, so there's 2 cards in their bin now. Do I want to play a Shadow Cleric art? I think I do. I think I'm going to play Cleric plus hold Drown here. Because if they kill my Cleric, next turn I can Bolt Land Lurrus, replay the Cleric, potentially get some value out of it. And honestly, chat, to spin a negative into a positive, the whole experience with what they did, it's made me appreciate Magic the Gathering Arena more. So, you know what they say, the grass is always greener on the other side, and you don't know what you have until you have something else. So maybe their intention all along was to help me to appreciate Magic the Gathering Arena for what it is. And really, if you think about it, they've just done me a kindness, if you think about it that way. All right, what do I want to keep here? I think it's Fatal Push. I think we're discarding the Thoughtseize. This is the other kind of jaded part of me too from experiencing mobile games for so long. There's a good chance that their current pricing for their Nexus events is just like Historic's gonna cost double wildcard moments for them. They release the obnoxious price up front as a price anchor. People complain that it was too expensive, and then they're like, oh, we walked it back. We're so great. We walked back the terrible thing. Love us. Love us. Create a problem and then take credit for fixing the problem you created. It's how you negotiate. Always come in high. Yeah. Exactly. It's exactly correct. Are they draining my life? Thanks. I would love you to drain my life. Yeah, you anchor the price high, and then you make it more expensive than it should be. That's exactly right. All right, I'm gonna push this off a cliff so we can start attacking them. Yeah, and then there's always a failure mode where you misjudge the market, and everybody goes, "Yeah, this is a fine price point." Yeah, exactly. All right, so I think we can Lurrus and hold the Drown now, right? We just like play the Cleric. Kind of want to just play the Cleric, right? Just resolve, because if they want to kick something and flash it back, that's fine. All right, a little bit of tempo for some Drown in the Lochs dragged us through a matchup that seemed like it was otherwise going to be a little bit hard. Not bad. Turns out their grindy card advantage doesn't really matter if you counter their stuff. So we may or may not have Snap today because I might have to cut early to take the kids to their class again. Christy woke up with a migraine, and sometimes after she eats breakfast and rests, she can get over that, but she's gonna let me know about 11 o'clock if I need to end early again. Yeah, that was the first match. I fired up a little bit early because I might have to end up ending early again. Sometimes that's just how it be. Hopefully she feels better and we'll just hang out all day. Gosh. I mean, if we draw a second land, we definitely have a third, right? I'm on the draw. We only have 17 lands in our deck, but I have 8 1-mana cantrips. 8 1-mana cantrips. I don't care about my Mythic Ring check. I'm gonna keep. Got what? 25 live draws. Never lucky, chat. Never once. Show me your mind. I would like to spike it into the graveyard. Yeah, this hand was a fine keep on the draw. I think the painful bonds make this hand a fine keep on the draw. If you hit the second, you almost assuredly hit the third, then the hand's super good. The power level of the hand, if we hit, was reasonable enough to be worth the risk. Hey, thanks for hanging out for almost 3 years, Belly. Shoot, was Warhammer Champions really 3 years ago? Gosh, I guess that was the Gen Con before the pandemic, huh? Fuck. Man, time comes at you sometimes. Land War Elves burn down the house. Let's play like a Temur mid-range brew. Time is a nightmare factory. Oh, ain't that the truth? This is my 1-3. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Oof. Oof. Well, we paid 7 to draw those 2 cards. We sure did. At any cost, chat. At any cost. What's going on, Jobo? Thanks for the 21 months. Yeah, Christy and I have that same experience, Dig. Where, she still has Kickstarters coming in. From forever ago. God, we're just dead, right? He's like, there's these devils, and any of these cards hurt me. I want to Thoughtseize them and take a little info on the way out the door. Alright, I have no idea what their deck is doing. I think I'm just clicking submit. Yeah, I mean, we do the rest when we click keep there, right? It could be an ultimatum deck, yeah. Those are historic, legal Magic the Gathering cards. Take Hydrate Graces. Untapped Land was a good draw there for them, obviously. They like Teamer mid-range cards they like. It's sweet. I like their deck.
Do this. If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
I don't think I want another Sage. I'm looking for ways to hurt myself enough to put these into play, right? I only have 2 cards in their bin, so Drown's not doing anything just yet. Yeah, buff Symmetry Sage is basically just better Delver. So we have to block here, because otherwise we die to the Chandra +1. Yeah, I'd bet buff Symmetry Sage and see Legacy play.
gonna hurt.
Yes, this is a draw card. Need to kill their planeswalker.
It's over when I say it's over.
Play Ledger Shredder and pass. Puts a 6th card in the bin for Drown and Loch. 7th card in the bin. Oh, I should have Lurrus first. I'm gonna cast a Death Shadow that drains me for 1 here. So I could hit them for 1 more damage here. Probably doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but noted that I missed the damage. Need a game 3 here, it looks like. Okay, so is Fatal Push a card that I want? Oh, they have Land War Elves and stuff. Having ways to kill Vorn-Click seems important, though. I think I want to pull the pushes and, like, go 2 Heartless Act, 2 Stroke. Based on their Chandras and stuff, too. Let's see how this feels. You Sage on 1? Or I want to get my discard spells going. They mulliganed, which kind of makes my discard spells more appealing, right? Yeah, like that was the only target for Mind Spike. They could have creatures in there that Thoughtseize could grab still. Lovely. And Symmetry Sage gets to block Paradise Druid with the increased stats that this card has now. Nice. With the Disdainful Stroke drawn, I think we actually just chill for now. I was gonna Painful Bond, but Thoughtseize, it's fine, just taking a little damage. They don't draw something we want to stroke, we can go ahead and opt. Although I guess maybe it's worth saving the opt for, saving the opt for triggering the 3 damage next turn. Wow. Glad I didn't try and hit the land drop last turn, because we'd have missed. Wait a turn on this, just he'll deal 9 next turn and only deal 6 this turn. How symmetrical my sages are, chat. The fun thing about this, if they end up killing my stuff before it happens and like spending their cards out, mine spike cantrips afterwards. It's like, alright. They paused here, yeah, so they hit a land. Nice. Boy. Oh, and they gave me a little tap. Thank you, opponent. Appreciate you. Love another consider here. So let's line up activations on the sages next turn. I don't know. I think Delver's Secrets might actually be Symmetry Sage at home. Yeah, Delver is Sage at home. Sage is like, buffed Sage is like a reasonable playable Magic card. Delver of Secrets is like not a particularly playable card in the modern era of Magic the Gathering. Esper Sentinel. Read Magic the Gathering card. Alright, do we Shredder or do we Fatal Push? I don't want to just Shredder. Push next turn, and we honestly I might just let them draw cards, that way I can conspire. So I could not let them draw a card. I think I'd rather let them draw a card and just like hit them for more damage here. Because not only do I get to conspire with the second cast, but I get to target this too. Do I want another Symmetry Sage? I think I do, right? Their Opt on top is great. Opt on top. Got our options here to start. Actually love a Cleric, I think. Sounds lovely. Because that does 1 damage to each of us, which means our Symmetry Sages are lethal in the air next turn. Yeah, I would love to play with this card in Sedgemoor Witch in Alchemy if they would just like get rid of all of the obnoxious combo decks there. I'm not touching Alchemy while the Jund deck is legal. Just hard pass. Hopefully they correct that before too long, and we can poke at some Alchemy again. Okay, so they're dead. So 4 Doomblades to bring in. Mind Spike comes out. I think Thoughtseize comes out. Leave the rest. Hey, what's going on, 5-Edge? I really appreciate the brand new prank. There's a ton of great people you can send that to everyone here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this month. I'm gonna be able to be here with folks like you. I don't know if we're doing Snap today after their changes yesterday. I'm kind of up in there. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm trying to decide. I'm not making any choices at the moment, but we might not do Snap today. We might take a short Snap hiatus to try and apply pressure appropriately to get them to do the right thing. Their changes yesterday are pretty bafflingly bad. Christy is mostly over the stomach bug that had her down yesterday, but she woke up with a migraine this morning. So I also might need to take the kids to their class today again, so we'll see. Might just be ending early again in general, but well, so but it's important to note too, like, they didn't just screw the little fishies, they also screwed the whales. The change that they made also, like, put my collection level significantly behind where it should be, so they actually just, like, made a change that, like, was bad for just actually everyone involved in their game, which is just, like, a real baffling decision. I'm used to these companies, like, being awful and screwing the minnows. It's weird that they also decided to harpoon their whales. Am I giving them a card to cast Painful Bond here? I don't know that I am. Alright, now I am, so it's just infinite Esper Sentinels. Well, yeah, so I talked about this too. Normally when you tell people it's a beta, that means that you're gonna refund and reset everybody's accounts at the end of the beta. But that's not their intention. If they're not intending to refund and reset people's accounts at the end of the beta, they need to compensate when they make changes that hurt people that spent money. And the triple Esper Sentinel draw when they're on the play is certainly something. I guess I'm thought-seizing them and paying 3 for it, but definitely isn't great.
I guess they...
Sorry, but I just stood up. I'm not putting the desk back down.
I
love you. Sorry.
Yeah.
They know you're there.
Fine. I will be the hand.
You'll be the hand? Okay.
Yeah. Because, I'm not short. If anybody says short in the comments, I would be so angry, I'm gonna blow up the smoky board.
It's okay, dude. You're 8. You're supposed to be short.
Now I'm angry.
He's angry I told you he's short shit.
Yeah. Shorty. Hey, Daddy.
You think Twitch chat has object permanence bold thought? What's up, dude? Do you need something?
Can I?
You may have red Doritos, yes. Oh, Jacob. What about us? We want red Doritos. I don't love you nearly as much as I love Jake. Fortunately, there are only 2 cards in their bin currently, so I cannot drown in the Loch the Skyclave Apparition. Alright, so we'll get a 1-1 out of this, and we'll trade it for one of these Esper Sentinels. End up at 5. This does only trigger once per turn, so after I cast this up, I have kind of, cast all my spells for a free card for the rest of the turn at least. I mean, at least he, like, knows he has to ask. He could have realistically, Christy's laying down because her head hurts. He could have realistically just helped himself to the Doritos and nobody would have been none the wiser. Any interest in playing Stray? That's the weird cat game that just came out, right? I don't know that I have an interest in a variety thing at the moment. The Pokemon Unite season's about to roll over. I've heard good things about it. I have heard cat people going mad about it. Yeah. Alright, 1 Fatal Push, please. Okay. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh, I should have kept the Watery Grave because the Watery Grave lets me specialize blue. Or specialize black, I mean. So let's go Lurrus into you. Yeah, second Cleric lets me specialize black as well. That's true. Give another removal spell for lethal? Or do I get to stabilize? Okay, this forces a trade, but I think that's good for us. Okay, wait, Judge. If I specialize black here, I live, right? Right? That's how this works? I'm pretty sure I live. I'm like 90% sure I live. Okay, alright, good. Whew! Nailed it. It does the damage to everybody, but it has lifelink. Okay, and then this one specializes blue, and then I get to draw 2 cards here? Well, this seems great. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, the card's name changes when you specialize it. It's just good deck building, chat. Playing 4 of the same legendary card. Duh. Yeah, I mean, they flooded a little bit. And their collected company was bad. Like, their draw was good to start, but their collected company bricking was a big part of what allowed us to stabilize this game for sure. Yeah, last night after their patch went live, Hyper, their biggest streamer outside of me was just live, like talking about the event, like going through the math of how awful it was for like 2 hours. It was a real bad luck. What's going on, Matthew? Good morning. Symmetry Sage is like a playable Delver. You'd love it. Make Bolas great again. Thank you for the 38 months. Welcome back. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do Unite at the end of tomorrow's stream after card games. And if that goes well, I'll probably do some Friday too. Oh, were you the green-white player, Bob? Rough beat on the company. I thought the Esper Sentinels were gonna get me, but you flooded just enough and had a bad company that we were able to stabilize. I'm pretty sure Second Dinner has some kind of investor money behind them. I have to imagine. At least Watsy had the foresight to kill Alchemy over months, not hours. It was a slow burn. Hey, welcome back, Penguin. Appreciate the 16 months. Why is it always you, chat? Always this one. I'm gonna go tapped land and Symmetry Sage, I think. Oh, there's Splashing Wellspring in the artifact deck. Okay. It's all kind of bad for me, chat. It's all kind of bad for me. Oh, I always forget this can tap artifacts. That's so messed up. In my brain, they weren't casting card last turn. Where are my threats, chat? Smell the burning rubber. Just for not doing it while they're tapped out. Yeah, this archetype is on my list of things to play some games with on stream this week. It's definitely one of the better decks in the format. Feels like finding whatever the best Esper Sentinel deck is going to be in this format has a lot of value. Definitely feels like the strongest individual card you can be casting at the moment. I want these Heartless Acts. I think I want all 7 discard spells. How do I feel about Fatal Push here? I guess we need to kill Esper Sentinel. Am I trimming? Maybe just a couple of cantrips because they have Sentinel. What's going on, Socratic? Did I say sporadic? I probably, my brain probably defaulted to that. Socratic and Phoenix. There is also sporadic Penguin and Hooglandia. I mean, that was definitely a hand they were allowed to keep, he says, before they draw the island. Gonna push this now before they draw the blue source that lets them counterspell. Third shadow we can't cast sounds not great. Would you like to cancel my Shadowheart, Sharran Cleric? Shadowheart, Sharran Cleric looks like someone that has some tweets from their teenage years that are plenty cancelable. I don't want a lifelink here. But I also can't make a blue one at the moment, which is sad. I guess we'll just do this now to get it under rebuke. Nah, I mean, I don't really want to discard my Lurrus, right? Like, Lurrus has a lot of value as the game goes long. Thanks. No, it has to have, the land has to have basic land types in order to discard to specialize. Someone asked, why does this list the card types instead of just saying non-land permanent? So it can target creature lands, yeah. That's the answer to that one. Watery Grave, however, we can discard to specialize blue. Where blue da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da ba da ha ha ha. Do the Zoomers in chat get that reference? Or am I dating myself? Yeah, how many Captain Americas do we have? Drawing their moose. The moose is loose, chat. We lose life, which lets us draw a card from the Cleric, which is exciting. We already paid the tax on this, so we could go ahead and consider. Ooh, another piece of candy. I think we're gonna take a short snap hiatus in the interest of applying appropriate pressure to encourage them to make changes. Seems like the best possible thing we can do for the game, as much as I would really like to play. Alright, I'm gonna make a short video talking about my plans for Snap, probably to post late tonight or tomorrow. Just so we have something to reference, I think. That's fine. It's an okay time to take a short break from Snap. We're gonna get a new Pokemon Unite season tomorrow. Get some balance changes, a new character release. This seems fine. Lurrus does help essentially anything grind. That's true. Pup, 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 poker face, pup, pup, poker face. My. I'm in danger. You're off, Maddie? We're duoing? Is that what you said? Tomorrow afternoon. Alright. Alright. That'll do, pig. 10 out of 10 would keep with that hand and die again. 10 out of 10 would keep and die again. You gotta accept that when you're playing these kind of land-light decks with cantrips, you're gonna keep hands like that on occasion and you're gonna miss. That's just how it be. So this is like a spell. Like, I don't even keep the rest of this. There are control decks like these two are appealing, but four lands, even if I count this as a spell, is just a lot. Yes, this hand's much better. Much better. Oh, I want to give them a couple extra shoutouts, by the way, because I'm a bad sponsored person right now. You probably noticed I haven't had Coalescence apparel shirts on the last couple of days. It's because I was on vacation and then everybody's been sick, so I have a giant pile of laundry stacked up upstairs, chat. So, Coalescence is still great. If you want magic-themed punny shirts, check them out and use code HOGLANDY to save 10% on your order. I'm just wearing a polo that's been buried deep in my closet for a while because life is behind right now for the Hoagland family. A real Magic player wouldn't be hindered by bad hygiene. That's true. If I was a real Magic player, I'd just suck it up and wear the rank shirts. I apologize to everybody I've disappointed by letting you know what my hygiene is like. Smell bad, look good is the MTG way. I'm pretty sure look bad, smell worse is the more typical MTG way. For those of us who subscribe to the 4D stream, we know your best to stay. We know you do your best to stay clean. Yeah. All right, Chan. Unfortunately, we've run out of cantrips. Our poor little sages have nowhere to go and nothing to do. can see that being okay there, Wargy. We're coming for my Lurrus. Leave my Kit Kat alone. And do nothing to nobody. He's my last resource. My body's ready to cast this and then get Wrath of God next turn.
I train every day. Hone your prowess.
Alright, so we really want to draw a Thoughtseize here. Oof. Oof. I guess we do this, although I guess Shredder's also not particularly great in Narset either, huh? Hey, what's going on, Sags? Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Good morning. Happy Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? My whole week's been a blur since I got back from vacation.
My mind
Yeah,
needs a rest.
I think that'll do, pig. Alright, I would like my Fatal Pushes and Friends out. I would like my Disdainful Strokes and Mystic Disputes in. What else am I trimming here? Is it crazy to just cut a couple of Sages? You're bringing in more reactive spells. I guess I have 15, 18 per active spells. Grasp kills Teferi. Yeah, but I think I'd rather just counterspell the Teferi, right? Or discard it. I think it's Sage out here. We'll see. I think I like Shredder better than Sage right now. That's close though. Narset definitely makes Shredder feel a little awkward, even if it can still trigger on their turn. Because if it triggers on our turn, we end up having to just discard a card without a draw. There's also merit to the point that like we just need to keep Narset off the table anyways, so we just like accept if it's hanging out that we're just gonna lose. A lot of their stuff resolving is bad for us, so we just need to like have discard spells and Mystic Disputes to make sure it doesn't happen. Well, we can get Ledger Shredder out of Othakaya range relatively quickly. Only takes 1 Conspire to get it outside of 3 butt. Like if that's a card we really want to play around, we could just like wait to play it till 3. Like we're going to here. Attack with Symmetry Sage here, set the tone of the game. Be like, listen, this is what this is about. You know, I don't want to jinx anything, but we've been playing Magic Arena for an hour and a half this morning, and my audio still works. What's up with that? Is the correct line here just to concede? Yes. Need a counter spell or a discard spell here. Counter spell, that'll do. Can I use my resources efficiently here and try and stunt their development? Well, as efficiently as possible, I guess I should say. Has everyone we've played against today had a companion so far? Even the artifact player had even the artifact player is playing Wellspring, right? Oh, the Coco deck getting good shout. Forgot about the Coco deck. It's a good call out. It's a Shark Typhoon for 4. Oh yeah, Team Retreat Binder didn't either. Good call. I always have to hope there's not a Wrath in their top 7 cards. I guess this one also means that if we draw another Shadowheart, it's lethal. Because we are putting them to 1, so this does give us a few outs, even if they do hit the Wrath of God. All right. Tanking is usually good for us. It means they're trying to figure out how to wriggle their way out of the situation. But it could also just be that like, they found the Wrath and the second card is the hard pick. Honestly, part of me wonders if the Bond card is actually better than Sign in Blood with the change. Survey says.
No. I can't see.
Rip. Rip. They get to you. Draw their free card. They don't even have to draw their free card, chat. They just have one in hand. Oof. Oof.
If it's something that I could use to stand up.
Nobody, please do not stand on my chair.
I want them to see me. I want them to see me.
They can see you. Look at that. There you go. Stand back by the shelves. They see the shelves.
Hello. Daddy, it was.
I love you too, dude. After tutoring. He has a friend coming over for a play date after his class today. So he is bouncing around in anticipation. Okay, this sequence means that Drown in the Loch is also lethal. So we have Drown in the Loch and then 3 copies of the Cleric that let us win the game here. So naturally we're about to draw land. Woohoo! Please be dead. Please be dead. Oh, I guess I technically should have attacked there with these coming back in. I don't think they have a 1-mana way to gain life. Alright. Alright. Sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's run it back. You know, chat, my job doesn't come with a lot of traditional benefits, but one thing I can always take solace in the fact is that if I ever find myself without a home, I am rent-free in the head of angry nerds everywhere. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year, Cody Na. I just had some shitter tweet at me being angry that I was still streaming on Twitch. Apparently they hadn't opened Twitch in 2 years, and they decided to sign into Twitter and let me know they were mad that I was still here 2 years later. And I assume the irony of them calling me Malding is lost on them when they literally fired up Twitter. Their account had 2 tweets on it, chat, and one of them was the angry tweet at me. And it's like, well, the irony of them calling me mad when they're like literally logging into a Twitter account they never used to send an angry message like that is just like, good golly. Good golly. The projection is wild. All right. I bragged about Arena still having audio 90 minutes later, so naturally the audio has now died. I'm gonna go ahead and restart the client here. Apologies for having to show you my ugly face in high def. Enjoy the Pokemon on the shelf behind me. Shout outs to the Pokemon Company for sending me lots of wonderful stuff. They're great to work with. Some people need a therapist, definitely. Therapy's great, chat. I've done therapy several times over the years. It's wonderful. And the honest truth is, like, people like that like go online and like shout at random people like me that they'll never interact with, angry things like that, their lives are almost assuredly in a miserable bad spot. Like, people who are in a healthy emotional state don't react like that to things. So it's sad in a way. Hopefully they get the help that they need at some point. And their life improves. A little sketchier than some because we're on the play, but it's hard to pass up Siege into consider, I think. It's Engineer Jim, I would say exactly what Sag said. Having successful therapy isn't just like going to a retail store and buying a product. You often need to be able to shop around and find someone that works well with you and understands whatever you're trying to work through. Yeah, definitely, Jumos. The type of person you are when there are no repercussions from your action is who you really are on the inside. The people that go on the internet and are awful, miserable people when they hide behind their Twitter eggs and their anime avatars and their random screen names, those are really genuinely awful people in real life. And maybe they don't behave that way to people that they actually see, but that's just because they know they'll be appropriately ostracized and outcast if they show their face. I think we have unfortunately missed again here. Kind of problem you got with anime avatars, Hogland. Listen, chat, I'm not saying all anime avatars are the worst. I'm just saying that most of the obnoxious things that get sent my way come from people with anime avatars. What's going on, Bill Clinton? Thanks for the 33 months. Welcome back. The Thoughtseizes are good here because we need to attack Muxus and stuff. Obviously, we want the cheap removal. I think I want Stroke because of the before-mentioned Muxus. We trim like a cantrip. Kinton, Kyle, not Clinton. Oh, I can confirm that they're very much real, Corel. And it's very sad. Very womp sad. I'm gonna opt now because I want to fatal push this on my turn anyways. Yeah, Corel, that escalated quickly. I just didn't say anything about the $10 Battle Pass card because I genuinely didn't think the $10 Battle Pass card was a big deal. Like, it's $10. $10 a month to, like, play a game you enjoy is, like, it's whatever. Me and my anime avatar feel offended, but I'm still obliged. Thanks for the private Herdissius. Okay. Let's drown in the Loch isn't taking out Muxus anytime soon, but I think I just want to hold these up for now. Well, is that a good draw? So anyways, maybe they'll brick, chat. Maybe this Muxus is gonna miss. You never know. You never know. Maybe there's no goblins in the top cards of their deck. Hit me, dealer. Oof. Oof. Alright, I think I've had enough historic for the morning. We're gonna try some more standard. Standard was okay yesterday. I think I'm gonna try some more standard. I think I can say this deck performed above expectations. Shadowheart, Sharran, Cleric was sweet again. I think the next deck I want to try this in a, like, not Death Shadow black aggro deck in this format. Like, one that looks to leverage specializing by putting their life total under 13, not our own. We'll have to think about what splash color we want for that deck. If you lose life for Turos deals that much damage each opponent, maybe it's just, like, red-black. Maybe we build, like, Rotting Regisaur Embercleave with Shadowheart as red. You can see that being fine. Got it. I think I'm into trying that at some point. Not right now. I'll play a little bit of standard. We're gonna try some more historic later this week for sure.